Hey guys, Sarge here with the February 22nd, 1942 turn/strategic update video for my 1v1 against Invictus on War of the Pacific Admirals Edition. I'm going to try and include almost basically everything here. Got a convoy going to Suva. It's got to fill up at Pearl, then loop down to Suva. We got a Pago Pago convoy that is almost to Pago Pago. I've got a base force unloading at Canton Island as well. I'm going to have a bigger emphasis on building up this line here of Canton, Savai Pago, Palmyra, as well as Suva. We just saw Luganville just got a port, so let's go back onto fort building. Crap. Why is there two different maps on there? Is that gonna... There we go. That fixed it. Okay. These guys are going back to San Francisco. Their routing had gotten a bit bugged. They just had stopped moving in the middle of the ocean, which is very unfortunate. I don't know how many days that lost me. I have some... It's not really a troop convoy, it's more of construction. So going to Tahiti to build that up as a rear base. These guys are going into Los Angeles. These guys are going to Pearl. I'm going to kind of focus more of getting the troops to Pearl and then sending them out. I believe it'll just be more efficient that way. In the kind of not... I mean, is it long run? Not really sure. But I'm also just going to move troops to... Yeah, troops are going to come out of LA. Cargo and stuff's going to try and come out of San Francisco. And disband you into the port. Got a little bit of fuel and supply that will be going to ADAC and Anchorage, Alaska. I have some more troops going to East Coast to then move on to India. A tank battalion, an infantry division, as well as another coastal AA regiment that will be heading out. Over here, I am waiting for another 3 days for these APs to get here so I can load these guys up. Sadly, since the entire 7th isn't here, it is going to take 4 APs just to get these guys out, and these guys are just going to have to stay in Aden while they build up because this was a destroyed unit. Just keep unloading more fuel and such and supplies into Karachi as much as possible. I do have some field regiments here. These are 24 pounders. It's pretty nice units. I've had some suggestions to disband them in order to get them into my divisions. I can't really make that decision at this point. I don't see a reason why I would currently. I believe right now having independent use of what do you call it? Independent use for my artillery units is pretty important. Right here, I am unloading. Again, to that stupid glitch that always gets me. I'm unloading some AA as well as this group wing. Actually, I think they're all already unloaded here. Let's see. It is all unloaded, nice. So group wing will give me more aviation support, which is great, as well as just more support and such. Up here, I got all these guys are now on the rail line, so now I can rail these guys down. Definitely get the AA in Rangoon. Just make it impossible for him to bomb Rangoon at all. I'm kind of building up Chittagong as well. For here, looks like he is pulling back to Cyan. I'm going to give some time to move around these units up here. Actually, I do need to also move these guys down as well. Need to get those guys down. Wait for those guys to get down, and then I will pull back these guys. I'm just gonna wait right here with this army. Make him go through all of these rough hexes. I'm gonna stay at Siangtan because, well, I certainly ain't giving it to him after he had that. I had that amazing defense and then counterattack. Just got some more stuff to put back to Chongqing. Actually, these guys aren't on any attack orders, as well as I need to tell these guys to train Naval Attack. Get another DO-24 out of Balik Poppin. I did mine the port of Saigon, so I'm really hoping he runs into something there. I've got 1,000 AV at Bandawang and building up to level 5 forts. Currently I only have 350 at Palembang. I'm also building up forts there. Oh, Singapore. He has to attack this next turn, and that will be the end of this engagement. I put up one hell of a fight here. And it's been a lot of fun seeing the struggle. The 5th Australian Division has been making its way up along the coastal road and has now made it to Darwin. So now you will rejoice in some much needed rest, even though you don't have any fatigue. Port Moresby, I'm still sitting at 542 AV. I'm building both forts and airfields there. I'm also building up forts and airfields at Townsville. Get the airfield at Townsville up. Can launch heavy bombers. Actually, can't launch from Townsville. I don't think I can hit them from Fiat Cairns either. I can't. But it is important to just have more level 5 airfields available to me. The unloading at Luganville has taken a lot longer than I anticipated, so I am sending a surface group to go to better cover the issue here. Well, not really issue, but more of them taking 3 years to unload. I do have Catalinas on Luganville to extend out my reach, though I definitely want to pull in some more crap, I can't ever speak. Some more Catalinas in to expand that reach. Like, not too much is like happening, but I just feel really confident in the way this game is progressing at the moment. Just check ops reports, make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Task force arrived at Cape Town. I'll look at that. I also see the tanker at Abaddon as well. Good sized tanker. Not as big as this big guy here. Jeez. Man, I'm dispensing as much fuel as possible. Another 56k there. Yeah, I'll just make another one right here. Tanker. I mean, speed, I don't really care about the speed. Karachi. Load fuel. CS fuel, Karachi. Oh yeah, you guys definitely don't need to be docked. Let's go back to here and dock these guys. Could get a little bit more supply out though. Get some more supply flowing into India. Colombo's almost to level 5 airfield. They're decent the way there as well. I am trying to... It is a bit of an odd one, but I did send some tankers to Perth from Abaddon. Let's get some more... all these Dominion L's. Cargo. One giant supply convoy. Will dock and load supplies. And they will go to Adelaide. Why Adelaide and not Perth? Because it is safer, though it will be a slightly longer route. It's safer because they go much further south than Perth, basically. That's really just it. Because it goes farther south. Send these guys back up to Palembang. Maybe just losing tankers would suck, but if I can lose any tankers, I want it to be these smaller ones. These small, they're Dutch, so gonna send these guys back up here from where I got them. A lot of oil in Oosthaven, actually. And it's gonna be slightly safe. No, I need to do fuel. I need to focus on getting fuel. Said there was a heavy cruiser that needed... Okay, actually, no, I can't put it in yet. Who am I waiting on to get out? The Pensacola. I'm waiting on the Pensacola to get out. And I'm waiting on the Achilles to get that major damage, or their New Orleans to get their major damage off. Okay. Understandable. Have a good day. Here are the survivors of my funny business operations. And I believe there's actually a couple of destroyers that are in a different spot, maybe? I definitely didn't lose them. Oh, it's these guys. So here's the remainder of my funny business brigade. These are all either, well, I have an Omaha class, then a bunch of either C classes, which eventually, at the end of 1943, would become useful, or I could just use them now. I'm just gonna choose. I'm gonna use them now. Could do a. I do want to eventually. I do want to do a cheeky raid on Samarinda, though I do maybe want to let them get one more day's worth of paint back on their ships, since I as well have a bunch of subs around here as well. I guess I'm just gonna tell these guys maybe to go bug him at Nanchang. Up at ADAC, everything up here is going really nicely. Good defensive force. As well as some fighters and Catalinas. And then I also just have ASW patrols here and here, and then I have some really funny AMCs. These guys have no armor, but they have 6-inch guns. So basically, if if they could cause some damage, if possible. If I can get them into convoys and stuff, and I also have some of these flower class corvettes as well. I have these large tankers here. Actually, I do want to start loading these AOs with fuel. You know, let his subs calm down for a little bit before sending out anything else. For here, I still do want to. I'm gonna get back Midway and Kure eventually. I don't really know when it's gonna happen. I'll have my heavy cruisers coming out of refit really quick here. Actually, I can take out a shipyard right now. Yep, I'm actually gonna get these guys back to readiness so they can return to service. Then I'm gonna put the Honolulu in the shipyards. Funny enough, it'll take longer in the shipyard than it will at Pierside. But it will repair the major damage. Good enough for me, I guess. Is there anything else that I can show you guys that will make any sort of difference? And here's SIGINT, if anyone wants to look at that. It probably doesn't mean too much because I'm only not really doing this that often. But there's that. Well, also let's look into here, aircraft losses. Today was pretty quiet with 6 for him, 3 for me. Mostly just from flak and ops losses. 2 Catalinas, that's annoying. Did lose 3 Anns, 2 Lilies. Top pilots, I have a guy with 8 kills. And he was a part of the group that went over Siangtan. You know, anyone in the 2nd Squadron right now is right in here. 3rd Squadron is with the P-38s. And then, yeah, just look at this. He's lost 270 more planes than I have, and I've ran 30,000 more sorties. Here's what will be coming. In the next week, I get a bunch of naval air groups. Ships in the next week, well, just because it always shows it, I'll get the Hornet in 17 days. And then I'll get a DD, AKs, an AP, an AKV. Nice. I'll get a bunch of subs in San Diego, and they are the good sugar boats. Get an AMC. Get a bunch of DDs. Get a lot of tankers. And the heavy cruiser Vincennes. Group reinforcements. I recalled these guys. Yeah, I recalled these guys. So they'll be coming back in 2 days, as well as that's also anything with this asterisk. I've recalled, so that is why they don't have any assault value. I'm getting a lot of recalled troops back, as well as a nice coastal artillery unit. Parma restricted division, how useful. Another 1st Marine Defense Battalion. I'll have 2 of those. I'll even get another unit in Batavia, the Rudenberg Brigade. No, sorry, Battalion. I'm really tired. Ground units destroyed. Is anything... Yeah, none of these are even worth bringing back. So I won't be. I mean, maybe the British stuff is, but not really. Oh, teleported me back to Pearl. Well, this is a good spot to end the episode here, so I will send the turn to Invictus and see you in the next one.